Because once you get that rapport and once you have that relationship, I've always said connections before commissions. So the more you know the
Yes.
person, the more you understand how to read their facial expressions and their body language. You're looking at houses. They've all been looking at houses for 2, 3 years on Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com, all that kind of jazz. So now you're just kind of helping them understand, hey, look, I know you've only seen 5 houses, but you've actually seen probably 4,000 houses.
Yes.
We're just now walking through them physically. So if this one checks all your boxes, don't be afraid to say, hey, Chris, let's make an offer.
Yeah. Yeah. Victoria, in your little snippet that you sent us, you mentioned this a few times. Stop and listen,
Right.
stop and listen some
Mm-hmm.
more.
Yep.
Okay.
It's an
Tell me,
exercise I have to hone in on. See, I just did it right there. I don't mean to. I have ADHD and it's just something that we do. Something comes up in our head, we've got to say it. I've learned to pinch myself. Sometimes you'll see me wear a rubber band and I'll snap it. And it's just for me to, it's a cognitive behavioral thing. It's to stop yourself and listen. And I know when I need to, and sometimes I just can't stop it. So I've got these little quirks and cues that help me reel it back in. And yes, you do need to stop. We do sales. It's not, we're not buying it, they're buying it. If we're not listening to them, we're not showing that A, we care, B, that we're listening to them. You know, you can always hear somebody, but are you listening to them? That's
Right.
putting your phone down. That's direct eye contact. That's making sure
Active listening.
getting every word out before you have to say what you have to say. And I do my best to keep my opinions on things out of it because this
And
is
the,
my
yeah.
transaction.
And the more you listen to a buyer and the more you just shut up and listen to them, tell you their life story, because they all do, the more ingrained they are in working with you, the
Oh,
more
very much
comfortable
so.
they are with working with you because they know they've just spewed
Yep.
their entire life up to that point in existence. And this is why they're buying this house. And this is what they need to do because grandma and mom and dad and all these different things are in the background. So it's absolutely key, I think, in working with buyers. Just shut up and listen. Even though they may take on a 20-minute tangent that you could care less about, it's still giving them value because you're paying attention. And then when you throw the conversation, some of the things back in their face, it
Mhm.
shows you're listening, or not
Mhm.
throwing it back in their face, but it shows you're listening, and it gives you even more value because, oh, this guy's listening to me. He understands what I'm looking for. And then when you send them houses based on what they say and what they want, then they're falling off their chair because most agents will just blanket search. Here you go without going through and selecting specific houses the first time. So then you win them over even more. So buyers
Yeah,
are actually a lot easier than sellers, which
I
Victoria
think
and
so.
I
Yeah, no, totally.
absolutely.
They
Mhm.
really are. I will work with a buyer hands down over a seller. If don't get me wrong, I'm going to
Yeah.
take a sale. But no, my preference, I love the buy side. In fact, I take selling appointments and to sell a house so I can be their buyer's agent on the backside.
Oh,
That's
nice.
my end goal. Truly it is.
That's cool. That's
I
good.
mean,
Yeah.
do you